Hello and good vibes. This is your Good Morning Minute. And today I'm talking about something almost everyone experiences at some point in life. The fear of moving forward. Not because you don't want healing, not because you don't want growth, but because forward movement often requires stepping into the unfamiliar. And friends, unfamiliar can feel scary. One thing I've learned both spiritually and through a trauma-informed lens is this. Fear often gets louder right before breakthrough. Think about the children of Israel. They prayed for deliverance. They wanted freedom. But when it came time to move forward, fear started speaking louder than faith. Suddenly, they questioned themselves. They questioned Moses and questioned God. And honestly, many of us do the same thing. Because trauma conditions people to expect disappointment. When someone has experienced repeated pain, loss, betrayal, rejection, or instability, the brain begins preparing for danger automatically. This is the nervous system trying to protect us. It says, what if this fails? What if I get hurt again? What if things fall apart? What if I'm not enough? And friends, over time, fear can become so familiar that staying stuck feels emotionally safer than taking a risk. But healing, growth, and purpose all require movement. Joshua had to step toward the Jordan. Peter had to step out of the boat. Abraham had to leave home. And none of them had full certainty before they moved. Friends, that's what faith is. Faith is movement despite uncertainty. Not because fear disappears, but because trust becomes stronger than fear. 2 Timothy 1:7 says, "For God has not given us a spirit of fear, but of power, love, and sound mind." Notice, God never said fear wouldn't exist. He said fear doesn't have to lead. And from a trauma-informed perspective, this matters deeply. Because courage is not the absence of fear. Courage is learning how to move forward while feeling afraid. That's why emotional healing often happens in small steps, small acts of trust, small movements of vulnerability, small decisions to keep moving. And spiritually, God rarely reveals the entire roadmap at once. Why? Because relationship requires trust. And if we knew every detail, we might trust the plan more than we trust Him. But Isaiah 43 reminds us, when you pass through the waters, I will be with you. Notice, God doesn't always remove the waters immediately, but He promises His presence inside them. And sometimes the greatest breakthrough in your life is not the removal of fear. It's discovering that God walks with you through it. You see, friends, there have been moments in my own life where moving forward felt incredibly uncertain. Leaving Texas, starting over in a new state, walking into unfamiliar leadership spaces. Trusting God with transitions I couldn't fully see yet. And honestly, there were moments where fear got loud. Moments where I questioned, am I making the right decision? What if this doesn't work? What if I fail? But I've learned something powerful. Peace doesn't always come before the step. Sometimes peace comes after obedience. And every time I chose to move forward despite uncertainty, God met me there. Not always with immediate answers, but always with his presence. So friends, ask yourself today, where is fear trying to keep me emotionally stuck? What step forward have I been avoiding because it feels uncertain? Today's reminder, friend, is you don't need perfect certainty to take the next step. You only need enough trust to keep walking. Fear may speak loudly, but it does not have to decide your future. Until next time, friends, I'm Angelina, your life coach, sending you much love, much peace, many blessings.